You've got that million-dollar app idea, right? That little spark that could be the next big thing. But you have absolutely no idea where to start. Don't worry, you are not alone. Today, we're going to map out the entire journey, from that first light bulb moment all the way to a successful launch in the App Store.
It's a feeling so many entrepreneurs have. You see the problem, you've figured out the solution, but that path, the one from your brain to the App Store, it feels like a total maze. Well, let's demystify it, step by step.
And honestly, the timing could not be better. Just think about this for a second. More than 60% of all global internet traffic is now happening on a mobile device. That's where your customers are, and you know what? An app is the single most direct way to get in front of them.
Okay, but let's talk about the tough reality for a minute. The stakes are really high. A staggering 80% of new apps fail within their first year. And here's the kicker. It's almost never because the idea was bad. It's because the process was flawed. So our goal today is to give you the map to avoid all those common pitfalls. Right? Before you even start dreaming about logos or cool features, you have to make a huge technical decision. I'm talking about the foundation of your app. This single choice is going to impact everything: your budget, your timeline, and how your app performs for its entire life. So let's break down the options.
You've basically got three main roads you can go down. First up, you've got native apps. These are built just for iOS or just for Android. They give you, hands down, the best performance, and you get to use all the cool device features like the camera or GPS. Then there's cross-platform. This is where you write the code once, and it works on both platforms. It saves a ton of time and money. And finally, you have progressive web apps, or PWAs. Think of them as supercharged websites that act and feel just like an app. They're the most affordable and by far the easiest to update.
Let's talk about what that choice really means for your wallet. If you go with a cross-platform approach, using something like React Native or Flutter, you can often slash your total development costs by 30, even 40% compared to building two separate native apps. I mean, for a startup, that kind of saving isn't just nice, it's a total game changer. Okay, so you've picked your technical foundation. Great. What does the actual building process look like? You know, the best way to think about it is like building a house. It's not chaos. It's a structured, four-stage process that takes you from a plan on paper to a fully built, ready-to-use product.
It all kicks off with discovery, which is literally your blueprint. This is where you define every single feature and map out exactly how a user will move through your app. Next up is design. Think of this as the interior design phase. You're creating wireframes, mock-ups, making it look and feel right. It's only then that you move to development, the actual construction where the code gets written. And finally, launch and maintenance. This is like moving in and then just handling the ongoing upkeep to make sure everything stays running perfectly.
All right, now for the question that's on every single founder's mind. What is this actually going to cost me? Let's get real and break down the budget ranges you can probably expect. And it all depends on just how big your vision is.
For a simple app, something with a few core features, maybe a user login and some basic content to look at, you're generally looking at a budget in this ballpark. An app like this usually takes somewhere around 2 to 4 months to build.
Now this is the sweet spot. This is where most serious, market-ready apps tend to land. If you're planning on features like payment processing, signing in with social media, or custom user profiles, you'll most likely find yourself in this range. This is the budget for a really polished, professional product.
And then you've got the heavy hitters. We're talking complex, enterprise-level apps that might use machine learning or need deep integrations with other systems or have really sophisticated analytics. For these kinds of projects, this is just the starting point. These are the platforms that power entire businesses.
But listen, this is a crucial point that so many founders miss. The spending does not stop at launch. A successful app is a living, breathing thing. You have to budget for ongoing maintenance. We're talking about OS updates, fixing bugs, security patches. A good rule of thumb is to set aside 15 to 20% of your initial development costs for this every single year. So your idea is solid. Your budget is clear. Now you've got to find the right people to actually build this thing. And let me tell you, choosing your development partner is just as important as the app idea itself. A great partner will bring your vision to life. A bad one can sink it before it ever sets sail.
So, what are the green flags? What should you look for? First, a proven portfolio with apps that are kind of like yours. And hey, don't just look at the pretty pictures, go download the apps and see how they actually feel. You've also got to check their technical expertise. And, this is critical, make sure they communicate clearly and openly. You should feel like a real partner, not just another project on their list.
On the flip side, here are the massive red flags to watch out for. If a company promises you the world on an impossibly fast timeline, or their price seems way too good to be true, be careful. That usually means they're cutting corners, which will cost you way more to fix later. A vague portfolio or just bad communication in those first few calls, those are major warning signs. In the end, you have to trust your gut.
And that really brings us to our final thought here. Building a great app, it isn't really about the code. It's about the strategy, the planning, and all those crucial decisions you make in the very beginning. So the question I want to leave you with is this: have you built the right blueprint for your success?